Hold up. Wait a minute. I got a star on my name. Is that a Clubhouse app Pro? Okay, so new Clubhouse app Pro. $4.99 a month or $49 a year. Joining or nah. So what's happening right now is we are about to experience something that hasn't happened before. And I believe this is a great time to talk about this. And I felt like, you know what? I won't just be looking at Clubhouse and not saying anything when I can see a lot going on. And I was like, you know what? This just took me back to 2020, like not even 2020, probably 2019. So when I think about 2019, podcasting, starting a podcast, and then 2020 starting on Clubhouse or being on Clubhouse, I realized that this is new. And for a long time I've always said I wish Clubhouse had a place to put your LinkedIn. That was something I always said. Clubhouse should have a LinkedIn profile. Clubhouse should have a LinkedIn profile, at least. And I kept saying that for a long time. And I was like, you know what? Now you can see like Annan got what's up, Annan? Welcome. I see you got Clubhouse Pro member, Juliana, Clubhouse Pro member. Like you can see it. And I feel like this is the new Clubhouse that we needed, and it's going to say a lot about how people use the app. Like it feels like LinkedIn. Like I have four features. I mean, you guys can go to Clubhouse HQ, check it out. I listen to everything, so I'm just telling you what has already been said. But if you haven't heard it before and you're hearing this for the first time, please update your app. If you're at Clubhouse right now and you've not updated your app, please leave this room and come back and update your app. Update your app and then come back in here. If you haven't, please do. If you have, then you can see a lot of difference in the screen. You can see next to my name there's a plus sign. It's in a gold plus sign. Juliana has the same thing as well, so you can be able to see who, party hats, like for example Coach Lucas, first time on Clubhouse. Welcome to Clubhouse. This is a great app to be in. And it's going to be 5 years on Clubhouse this November. So seeing this happening is very exciting. And it's also going to say a lot about how people use the app. Like for the first time, I got to see how many people viewed my profile. I have about 45 people that have viewed my profile in the last, now it says 47. So it says 47 viewers this week. So I can look at those viewers just like I can do that on LinkedIn. So this is like Clubhouse. Let me say it this way. This is like LinkedIn but on Clubhouse. If that makes sense. Because when you can view someone's profile, it means that the person has interest in you. And if you never knew that, data is the future. And this is what Clubhouse was missing. And I feel like if Clubhouse Pro starts to bring analytics, it's going to be a game changer because that's what they need. Because when you start thinking about Clubhouse, I remember very well when Clubhouse first started, I typed in on Clubhouse on Google, Clubhouse app, nothing. I didn't see anything. I said, okay, I'm going to write an article. Today, that article is still ranking today, 2025. I typed in today Clubhouse Pro or Clubhouse Plus or Clubhouse app Pro. I didn't see anything. So I know because this app is just happened today. And for those who are listening to this, they have a Clubhouse public town hall on Thursday. So please go to Clubhouse HQ and check that out for all the updates. So I broke it down into four because there were four updates that were made today, and I want to share them with you if you've never heard it before. So if you're listening to this replay, you're caught up to speed. I'm an alpha tester, beta tester. I like to see things early before they mature, before they I like the dirt. I just play, break things, fix things, and then see how things work so that when you see them grow, you're like, okay, I see where that came from. So you appreciate the growth, you appreciate the process. And I'm excited about Clubhouse. So please feel free to put in the chat and let us know what you think about the app, what's happening, what you see, but I'll definitely break down everything. Juliana, how you feeling? And happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday, brother. Oh, it's a welcome feature because I've always wanted people to be able to get straight to my website instead of tapping into me on IG and going back and forth. The links here were not clickable. So if it's $5 for a month to have people be able to go straight to my website, I'm all for it, especially if you're using it for business. I can understand those who are upset because they are using it for personal. I get it. That because you cannot write it off. But for those of us who are using it for business, for me personally, I love it. But on the second, not but, and on the second note, remember we were all trying to do subscription based courses on here, not course, but like a little club where we can give people more of the meat of what they need to run their businesses. But we didn't want to give away our intellectual property or good content per se that people should be paying for. So I think this is another step. There's a step behind before we are able to do that. I suspect the next thing is we're going to be allowed to create our own subscription clubs, that kind of thing. So I'm like you. I love technology. When QuickBooks Online came 20 some years ago, I was one of the guinea pigs. And so I'm always a text junkie. So let's go.
Let's go. I'm super excited about this. Super. I don't know what you guys think, but I feel like, I mean, Clubhouse is almost 5 years old. When you're 5 years old, you have to do things differently. You know, it's just the nature of how things should be. That's just my thing, you know. And 5 years is a lot. Like a lot of us have built relationships here for years. Probably met in person, probably never met yet, probably met a couple times, and we see a lot of growth. And for me, what I'm seeing here is this is the future. We're coming to a point where a lot of things are changing. And it's so good to see people here like Anisha. Thank you for being here. Renee, Debbie, Adam, Joanne, Pop, Shay, Sion, Lucas, Martina. I hope I said it correctly. Yolanda, Illa, and Key. Yeah, I met you on Clubhouse 4 years ago. That is so true. Juliana, let's talk about that. Let's quickly roll back the times.
I met you in another room that was being hosted every morning at 6 a.m. I think it was some marketing thing. And I made sure to get up every morning to be in that room because it was like a short master class. And then, you helped me optimize my SEO. Uh, and then now I'm really, really showing up on Google. So to me, it's an app that has brought a lot of enhancements and a lot of growth for my business. In the other side, I've been also been able to help lots and lots and lots of people stay on top of their accounting. Lots of people are filing their taxes on time because of what I've been doing on this app. I have over 200 replays, I believe. You go to my house, accounting and tax club, and up until recently, I could still see people going back listening to my 2022 rooms or 2021 rooms ever since replay started. So for me, I've been able to make more impact. So I'm grateful. If I had to pay $5 to these people, more power to them. I'm happy to. So thank you.
Thank you, Juliana. Yeah, I feel like it's time. It's time for Clubhouse to get back. You know, they've been giving so much. And you know how much free information has been given on this platform? Free, like FREE, free. Things that you would pay for if this app was not existing. That is a fact. Things I've learned new things. I've learned so much, so much that I feel like I don't even know anything at this point. There's so much out there. Like I'm still learning. So anyone that I listen to, I don't know it all. I just know what I know, and then we know together as we grow. So it's a beautiful experience to see Clubhouse now taking the wheel and saying, okay, they don't even run ads. So for them to do this and then just hit us with this on a Tuesday, I'm like, oh, okay. Summer came early because now it's like they've created, you know, they've created a zone of genius for connections. And people can actually say, okay, this person's a pro member. This person is, you know, a member. I can see this. And you don't have to do it. Like for me, honestly, $4.99 a month or $49 a year to be a Clubhouse Pro member is something I believe should be everybody's number one task if you're using this app, like Juliana said, for business. Because if you're using it for business, you want to also connect with people. You want to say the right things. You want to connect and say, okay, if you're looking for this, this is what you need. You don't want to sell apples to people who need coconut. Like, it's not going to work because people want what they ask for and not what you're giving them. So when you're able to really understand the need and then blend that need to succeed using links that you can pull through and connect with them offline, then you too can also achieve those things. Because I believe that if they've brought it like this, then I wouldn't be surprised if there's going to be a Clubhouse desktop app. I won't be surprised if there's going to be a Clubhouse analytics app overview. I don't know how it's going to go. We don't know. This is very fresh. This is not even 24 hours old. So when you think about where we're going and how we're moving, I'm excited about these things because Clubhouse has really switched it up. Like, they have four features that I have seen that I'm like, okay, it's definitely something that they've definitely brought in. And I love the way they've actually made connections in so many capacities. Even Debbie just said that I have made great connections on Clubhouse, 100%. Juliana said, if you're a business, it's a no-brainer. For non-business, it wouldn't be worth it, but biz folks can write it off for taxes. You see, there you go. So you can think about it in so many ways as a business and ask yourself, okay, what am I using this app for? Because, for me, I connect with people, clients, business through Clubhouse, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Google. Those are the four. And then it's just flat. It comes through website and email and, you know, calls, calendar. That's how I work. That's how I flow. If it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist. If we're not on a calendar, if we're not on a schedule, then how can we flow? Because we need to communicate on a weekly basis, on a quarterly basis, on a bi-weekly basis, however we're going to do it. So when we're doing these things, it's for growth purposes. And Clubhouse has really changed even the way I do business, how I connect with people, how I say things. The podcast, honestly, today, I'm sending an email today because I've been tracking my podcast for the last 10 weeks. And I'm about to do a podcast case study on how to track keywords with podcast SEO. And that has also keyed into Clubhouse because when you type on Clubhouse, if you go to Bing and you look for your name on Bing, Clubhouse episodes show up on Bing. I don't know if you knew that. So if you have a website connected to Bing, yeah. Thank you, Martina, for verifying and giving me thumbs up. Yes, on Bing. And guess what? Bing is Microsoft. And guess what? Microsoft is ChatGPT. And ChatGPT is OpenAI. So when you're connecting the dots, Microsoft also has a website called you.com. That is also an AI powered search engine. So when you're connecting to Bing, you're not just connecting to that one place. And then if you have a brick and mortar, there's Bing Places, there's Microsoft Clarity. These are things that Microsoft has that, like, think about it. Google has products. So why wouldn't Microsoft have products too? So these products, Copilot, Gemini, all these things that we're seeing are happening because there's a connection. If you do a comparison chart between these two, you will realize that they're one and the same thing. It's same difference. Only difference really is the platform you're using it on and how you're scaling through that platform. So if you're using Clubhouse to connect with people and you have a Clubhouse Pro account and that is shown on your Google listing or your Bing listing, then that's going to play a big role into how you connect with people, especially in this club. This marketing club, every time I open up a room here, we are always growing. Right now, we're 351.6K members. That was not the number last week. I think it was 351.5K. So we just got a huge number of people that have come in. So now people listen to replays, like Juliana is saying. I look at my notifications. Oh, someone listened to a replay 2022 about Pinterest SEO. And I'm like, huh? Okay. Because that's been picking up in my radar. Pinterest. Even a company just reached out to me to have a paid consultation for an hour on Pinterest. So I'm like, huh, okay. The investors are investing in Pinterest, the stocks Pinterest. I'm looking not just at the platform, I'm looking at the economy. So I'm looking at different things, psychology, status, looking at things that you can put out there with your domain. And if you're using these platforms like Clubhouse, that is for free, now you can pay for it and actually use that. I think that would be like the best $50 you'll ever spend for a year. That you can save for a year. You can connect with people, have your links here on Clubhouse, show up, talk, get to connect with people. Even if you're not having your link at the top of the room, you have the link in your profile. So now you can talk and they don't have to click the link in your profile to connect with you. You have a link right there on your face. It's so amazing how the connections are going to be deeper because not everyone is going to click the link at the top. Yes, that's primary, but that's not going to be the only source because you have the chat, you have your multi links, and or you can say your multiple links on your profile, and you also have it at the top of the room. So it's really great to see how things are really morphing and growing, and I'm just enjoying the way Clubhouse is moving. Like I'm super excited to see this. So and to the point where just to let you know, I'm writing an article about Clubhouse Pro because I know when I wrote an article about Clubhouse in 2020, yeah, in 2020, it took off. And now with this, it's going to take off again. So I'm just thinking about 2020 all over again. It's about to happen again. And now with AI, with all these new things, it's a whole big boost. So the goal is connect with people, let people know. Just people are going to ask, what is Clubhouse Pro? When I have that in the schema, when I have that connected, when I have those things asked, answering questions, you're building a structure that allows someone to answer those questions that they're asking ChatGPT or Google or Siri or Alexa or Microsoft, whoever it is or whatever it is. So the goal is to just let people be aware so that when you think about SEO, for me, I don't think about SEO and just say, oh yeah, SEO is just, work, work, work. The goal is, can we put it to a point where you're a thought leader? That's where I see SEO going, thought leadership. And how you're going to be defined as a thought leader is based on where you produce the most output. And where would that be the most presented? Your website. So if you have 5 links, 50 links, 500 links, whatever the links are, it's great because the average website, right, has, I'll just give grace, 5 to 10 pages because technically that's your homepage, your about page, your contact page, let's say your gallery page or your service page, let's say your product page. You might have something in between, but it's going to be between 5 to 10 pages at the very most if you're not really thinking robust. So if there are 1.1 billion websites globally and 16% of them are active, and out of the 16% of them, there are different NAICS codes, there are different SIC codes, there are different codes that are going to put your business in a category that allows you to be very sequential on how you operate as a business. Because if you're talking about business, you can't be talking about farming when you do real estate. There's difference in connections with people when you build your domain. So right now with Clubhouse is doing the same thing. And that's what I'm seeing that's going to start happening. So what are the things that I've seen on Clubhouse? And if you've not listened to what has been said, I'm just going to tell you what has already been said so that when you listen to the Clubhouse town hall on Thursday at 5 p.m. Pacific, which is, for me, that'll be 7 p.m. Central and 8 p.m. Eastern. You can listen in and check out and listen to what they say. And you can definitely see how it's going to be because it's very exciting to see what they say. Now, what is Clubhouse Pro? Clubhouse Pro, right, is, you can call it Clubhouse Plus, however you want to call it. It's a premium subscription, right, that offers exclusive features like profile link customization, extra photo visibility, and view tracking. Now, what does that mean? Profile link customization is what we just talked about now with the multiple links. You can add up to 8 links now. Before it just used to be Instagram and X. Now you have 6 more slots to fill in. That's a lot of slots. Think about it like a link tree. Like think about your Clubhouse like a talking link tree. Literally, you're a talking link tree on Clubhouse because when you're speaking, you have 8 links that people can click through to decide whether they want to connect with you off the app. So you're literally telling them, hey, listen, pay attention, answer questions, connect, yes, no, maybe. The ball is in your court. I'm only giving you what I have. I don't have anything else to offer apart from what I can give. And then when the person receives that and feels like that's a person that you want to connect with, then yes, tick. Let me connect. Click the link in the bio or click the link at the top of the room, make a call, make a connection, sign up, book away. And then before you know it, you have subscriptions, you have connections. People say, hey, let's talk. Oh, can you have a moment? Or we connect on LinkedIn, or you join my podcast. Something happens and that just shakes the room. And before you know it, you're connecting here. So Clubhouse is really, really beefing up when it comes to those links. Now, extra photo visibility is really something that I'm excited about here, right? Really excited about here. You can upload and you can switch between multiple profile photos. So you can literally upload multiple profile photos on your Clubhouse profile image. That's amazing because for me on Clubhouse, since I've been on this app for 5 years, I've only used one profile picture. The only one time I changed it was when I think ChatGPT just came out and everyone was going crazy about the AI images as, you turn yourself into AI as an image. And I was like, let me try that here. And then I was like, nah, I gotta switch it back. And then that was the one time, and it was probably just a week, probably less. But literally, this picture you're looking at right here, that picture has been here since 2020. I joined Clubhouse November 24th, 2020. And that's when everything started for me. So this is the picture that I started with. So imagine now having multiple images. Now I can add more. So this is a first image. So if you want to see more, it's like a carousel. Like think about Clubhouse now like your live talking resume. You have replays, you have feeds, you have chats, you have DMs. It's like a whole networking office you can use depending on how you want to use it and who you want to bring in, because people can also listen to you on Clubhouse, off the app. It depends on how you want to use it. So honestly, it just depends on how you want to station it. Some people may use it for business. Some people are here for, leisure. Some people are here for music. Some people are here for connections. You never know. So it's also very interesting to see that. And I'm excited about this because you know how you also think about listening to rooms on Clubhouse. One of the features as well that you also have here is that you can also listen anonymously, which is really cool. Like somebody's listening anonymously in this room and he's or he or she is a member, which is great. It's a beautiful experience. Hello. You see what I'm saying? So it's beautiful because you can be in the room and they will know that you don't even know who the person is. But the fact that the person is listening in is because they're interested in the room. So you decide how you want to drive or have a conversation because now it allows someone to be more connected to what you're saying. And this actually, let me say it this way: this app right now is pretty much going to separate the real from the fake, because it's going to be a place where now you can listen, really pay attention, go check this, go check that, go. There's going to be a lot of good things because now it allows you to have deeper connections, more meaningful connections. Think about LinkedIn, but now on Clubhouse, that's like steroids. So now, if you're connecting your app here and you're connecting with people, it's building that relationship and it's building that connection with people. So I definitely see that happening. And definitely, if you do upgrade your links, like Juliana is saying, definitely, yeah, you can definitely see your Clubhouse on Bing and you connected your Finlit membership already. Exactly. So that's dope. So that's how we have to do it. And just think about this long term. And I'm super excited to see where this is going. America's Supermom also came to the room. How are you? Welcome to the space. We'd love to hear from you and thank you for joining. What are you thinking about the app? Are you going to get the pro, or are you gonna stay on the basic, or are you just gonna see what's gonna happen? How you feeling? How you feeling?
It out. Hey, hold on. My grandson is over here telling me, a whole book of something. Okay, he's a talker. But I just noticed this feature about being able to switch the pictures out. So, I was in a room just about an hour ago and I had a picture of my granddaughter and I thought, let me switch this back because it was with somebody that started on the app like 4 years ago or so that I was connected with. And I thought, let me change this picture because she's probably not going to know what's going on. And I saw like a ring underneath the picture. And then when I tried to take it off, I saw that it was two pictures. It said one of two and two of two, and then I could just click on it and delete it. So I am just seeing this for the first time. But my question is, do you are we getting some of these features for free and then we have to pay later, or how does it even work? Do you have to do something different on your profile to be a pro person? So yeah, I don't know anything about it.
Great question. This is great. All right. So this is what I'm hearing, seeing, and looking at. This is going to be amazing. Yes, you have a free trial for 7 days. So everybody right now has a free trial for 7 days. All you have to do is just go to your app store and then you update the app. Once you update the app, it's gonna, as soon as you get right back into the app, you're gonna see a pop-up that's going to, it's like a welcome screen, so you're going to see that on your app as soon as you get in. And then when you see that, it's going to tell you about Clubhouse Pro. And then you can choose whether you want it to be monthly or annually. It will tell you the pricing. And then once you choose your pricing, just like you do it with an app on, on an app store, then you now, of course, subscribe. When you subscribe, it now says, $0 effective from, 7 days from now. So if you do it today, then 7 days from now, they'll bill you based on the monthly or annual charge, which would now be $4.99 or $49.99 a year. And then once you have that activated, like if you have the free trial, for example, then you now come back to the app and then it's just going to turn it on. So that's why now Juliana, myself, and also Martina as well has the plus sign, which is a yellow goldish plus sign. That means that it is your pro member. So it's easy to identify who's a pro member, who's not, and then who's listening, who's not. And then things like anonymous, like right now, you may not know that there was somebody that was anonymous that was in the room. But I can tell that now because somebody came in and he was listening or she was listening. So you can tell who's anonymous, but they can't chat, they can't put anything in the chat, they can't come up on stage, they can't do anything but listen. So that's why they're anonymous. But then they can wave, they can you do the emojis and all the good stuff. So that's how you're able to get in, and that's how you start. So there are a lot of features that they've talked about. There are four that they brought up. I think, yeah, there are four. So I wanted to cover them so that whoever's listening to this and catches this on the replay, they're able to listen in and catch it before Thursday, because Thursday they're going to have a full live town hall at 5 p.m. on Clubhouse HQ Pacific time on Thursday this week. So that's the story. How you feeling? What you thinking?
That's awesome. So, we are actually the ones that are paying for the pro. It's not like we can have a subscription for people in our community or anything like that. Or do you have those options? I'm sorry, I'm being attacked by my dog. Or do you have those options as a pro member to have like a paid community?
So right now, they haven't announced that officially as having a paid community, but I believe that is where they're going to go, because I believe if you can have a pro membership here, that means you can have a pro club or a pro room or something like that. That's definitely possibly going to happen. And I remember back in the day, I think it was 2020 or 2021, when they started tips or giving tips, you had to create a Stripe account, and I still have my Stripe account for Clubhouse that they did early days when you were giving tips back in the day. So I'm sure they're probably going to bring it back. So I don't know what the infrastructure is, the payment structure, whether using Plaid or Stripe or however they're going to do it. But I know for sure when you have a club and you set a price, I'm sure you'll be able to process payments and people can use the same way they'll subscribe to the app as a pro member is the same way they'll subscribe to your room or your club or your whatever you do on the app privately or exclusively. I'm sure that will happen. I don't know, but that's where I hope they're going as well. Juliana, what would you like to add to?
Yeah, so somebody who's a guinea pig at all software, every software I see, I jump on it. When QuickBooks Online started, it was plainly painful. It was not what it is today. And I have to tell you, it has come a long way, and now it's like a beast. It's a crazy, crazy machine, software. So we all have to be patient and play along. And if you're a business person, like I put in there, all the business folks should be able to pay for this and have the non-business folks write on our backs, because we can write it off. They cannot write it off. So if you see somebody without the plus, do not underestimate them just because they don't have the plus on them. But the business folks, if you were a business person on this app, and nobody should come beat me, and if you come, I'm going to take you down anyway. You should be able to pay for that $5. You all are wasting money on different crazy subscriptions that doesn't bring you anything. So all the business folks, I'm talking to you. Go get the plus so Clubhouse can be in existence for the non-business folks.
Thank you so much. I love that. Yeah, there has to be a disparity between that. And if you're doing this, you're doing it for real. Like for me, being on Clubhouse, it has changed everything. Like my whole structure, my whole workflow, to the point where for the first time in 5 years, because I've been in business in 12 years, and 5 years, for the last 5 years, we were having meetings every Wednesday. Now I switched it. I switched it in April, and I was like, I'm about to make a big switch. And I said, guys, team, we're about to make an executive decision here. And I've thought through about this because we're in different time zones. Some people are in Portugal, some people are in the UK, some people are in Ghana, some people are in Kenya, some people are in Nigeria, some people are in the US. So I'm like, okay, if we're in different time zones, I need to figure out, okay, what can we do to have the most effective output and we're 10 of us. And I'm like, okay, what are we going to do? Next move is we're going to create a workflow that starts on a Monday so that by Thursday, today is Tuesday, by Thursday, we've accomplished at least 80% of whatever we would have done. So that instead of doing work on Wednesday, yes, we can still do it Monday to Wednesday, but we're more effective and we're more productive. We've done this for about the last 4 months, actually 3 Mondays, because I missed last week because I was in Chicago. So the last 3 Mondays, excluding last week, we've done it on Mondays, and it's been crazy output. And we use ClickUp for project management and tasks and business and milestones and all this good stuff. So when we look at the flow, we even have interns now. And I'm like, this is crazy because, and they're coming from Clubhouse. Why am I giving this story? Because some of the people who are interns today with us came from Clubhouse. Some people who are working with came from LinkedIn. Some of them came from listening to the podcast. Some of them tell me, hey, I listened to the replay that you did 2, 3 years ago. And here's your link. Here's your calendar. It didn't change. Here's your website. So I'm not putting my link at the top for anyone to click so that they can do what they want to do now. If you're ready now, great, let's do it now. If you're not ready, it's available. Nobody is forcing you, nobody is pushing you. It's all about pull marketing, letting you know, hey, this is that. This is the difference between this and that. So if you know what this is and that is, then you can decide what you want for what you need. Then you can build from there. So it's a beautiful place to be. And I think this is the time that Clubhouse is really pushing this. So it's helped my business grow. It's helped my community grow. My podcast has literally skyrocketed to the roof because now we're literally in the top 93,000. Listeners doesn't update on a daily basis. There's a platform called Pod SEO, so you can track your podcast, and I'm going to be talking about that very soon. I'm doing a case study because I actually picked a keyword and I tracked it because I was not ranking for that keyword. And now a month later, I'm looking on my graph and I have a high steady curve. So I hit like 300,000 out of 4.5 million in the beginning of May, and now we're 93,000 out of 4.5 million at the end of May. So I'm going to show exactly what I did optimizing podcast SEO wise because I'm not here for fluff. Like I'll give you exactly what it is and show you what to do so you do it yourself or we do it for you. because at the end of the day, there's no gatekeeping. It's information that I love for you to do, but it's when it gets technical, it's like you can drive all the best cars in the world, but when your car hits something, you got to hit the mechanic. you know, you got to start connecting and doing all the dots. So it's up to you to decide how you want to do that. So that's exactly how you want to think about your business long term. And I'm doing it that way. I'm telling you how it is. Other people may disagree or agree, but I feel like with the podcast, one of the keywords that has come to me is customer magnet. That's what I've seen that I would have never thought in my life. Customer magnet. I've also seen barrier free conversations. I've also seen binge worthy content. So I'm like, okay, people are listening. We're streaming across 145 countries. There must be something that they like. Somebody must be liking something consistently. And we're about to start season 11. So it's about getting to the right connections, letting people know, hey, this is what's happening. I remember I had a podcast interview with somebody who lives in Poland. He's Irish. We had an interview in Poland, and this was around July 4th last year weekend. And he was like, "Oh, you guys are celebrating July 4th. I listened to your podcast." And I was like, "Huh? This is I'm listening I'm meeting this guy for the first time on the podcast as a guest, but he's telling me that he listened to it, at that time. And that told me that people are listening. So when you think about Clubhouse in or out, whether they're on the app or not on the app, there's a world that's listening to you. And if you're using Clubhouse for the right reasons, why I'm giving you this different examples in between what's going on the app account is because if you know what Clubhouse is doing for you as a business and you can really connect to people, you can learn so much from people. Like pieces here, Queer Rachel is here. Welcome to the room. Valerie's here. TT is here. Yeshua is here. BMT, No Carbs. Yolanda, Hope is here. And you can see we're pros. We're in here. We're connecting. We're really trying to make sure that we understand, okay, what are we even here for? What is the whole goal? Because that's how you start meeting new people on the app. People say, yeah, the app is not working. The app is not working because you're not creating the rooms that you want to be in. So when you create the rooms that you want to be in, the people will come, right? When the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So that's what it takes to build that. Go ahead, Juliana.
So I want to also mention, like you were here last week, in Chicago. We hung out in my office. Here's the thing. One of the things about the app, you talk to somebody here, and if you're heading to a city where you know they are, you let them. He called me a few days before he got here. I'm going to be in Chicago, and so I cleared my schedule. It took a few days for me to get to him because I had other things going on. But the beauty is that you've heard the person here, so it's not like a strange. But if say you're going to meet somebody who you met on Facebook, it will be weird. But here you've heard the person talk, you know the authenticity, you've connected on Zoom with the person. So meeting them and hanging out with them, it puts a real human in front of you. When you came, we sat down for almost an hour or 2 hours and driving around town and things like that. So go out of your way, make more connections, put all your links, your sign up sheets, your after I'm done here, I'm going to be putting my financial literacy newsletter sign up sheet. All the links you got, 8 links. That's crazy. You don't even get that on the most of the apps. So utilize it. This is a easy write-off. For me, I'm just dying over here because I've seen people spend 30,000 on Google Ads and they don't get as much as some people that are really working this app to make more money. I'm the number lady. I see the numbers behind everybody. So please make use of this $5. Put all your links on here if you have a business and let's carry the other people so the app can survive. That's all I'm saying. It's my appeal.
Just think about this, what you just said. $5 and $30,000. That's a range. That's a wide range. And when I think about the, how do I say this? When I think about the velocity and this speed at which you can really take off on this app, it's immense. It's actually something that I'm still trying to understand today, because when you're spending money on ads, your goal is to convert those people that you connect with. But the reason why a lot of money on ads goes to waste is because people don't even know where they're spending money on. Like right now, I just helped my mom start her ad campaign. She has a summit coming up, and we've spent 93 cents, and we were able to reach about, what was that number? Yeah, 4,000 people with 93 cents. And it's crazy. And people are spending thousands of dollars. And yes, you can spend it on different things, but when you're so granular, meticulous, and very specific about how you run ads and who you run them to, especially when you're coming from the organic side, because I do SEO. So when I know you're running ads, I know you're running ads based on three things: text, audio, video. If it's not text, it's audio. If it's not audio, it's video. It's one of the three. And that text will come in form of an image, in form of a blog, in form of a landing page. It has to come in form of a something tangible, something clickable, something indexable. So if I know that organically you're running an ad to reach this audience, then I need to know zip code marketing wise, how can you connect to these people? So when we use Pinterest to connect with your audience, it's easier to understand where they're coming from. If we use LinkedIn, if we use websites, we know exactly where it's coming from. People say, yeah, it's hard to run ads. Right now, I've been running an ad since February for $1 a day. And I have a goal to run $1 a day campaign till the end of the year. And I'm running it in two countries, US and Luxembourg, two countries. And I'm being very specific on why those two and where in those two. And when you think about which country has the highest GDP in the world, it's Luxembourg. And my podcast, I learned so much on my podcast because I have 145 countries listening in. So when I'm listening to the We Don't Play podcast show, I'm listening to myself, asking myself, what are they listening to? What are they hearing? What are they thinking? That's a lot of people. Like at the end of the year, Spotify will tell me, oh, people like this music, this sound. So now I'm like, okay, I like what you guys like. I'm a drummer. I play music. I'm a self-taught drummer. I create jingles every season. I create a new sound for each season. So there's a new music, there's a new vibe, there's a new blend. It's not bland. So when I do songwriting and I do all these things, it's because I'm coming from a musical entertainment business standpoint. And at the same time, I'm looking at it from a business operative standpoint. So I'm looking at Clubhouse as, wow, $5 compared to 30 grand. I could put that in advertising, put that on a billboard, put that on TV, and we can run the same campaign and make sure that we can reach the right people using QR codes and use UTM tracking, connect people back to your emails, build that lead acquisition, build that schema, make sure that LLMs, large language models, are understanding what you're saying. Because we look at websites today and we're like, yeah, yeah, do we need websites? Yes, because the very websites that ChatGPT, Siri, Alexa are talking to you about are on the Search Console, are on the webmaster tools. Google Search Console is Google's internet service provider. So if you're not providing service through your website, tracking data or even giving data or in form of links, or YouTube links, if you use YouTube, how are you going to process that? There's no way you can scale without a website. There's no way. I've seen it happen where we've tried it without a website and we've tried it with a website. And we say, if you don't have a website, we'll build one for you because we're not going to do business with you if you don't have a website. Not because you need a website, quote unquote, but because if we can't understand your property online or understand what your brand is saying or doing, we can't understand it. I was literally doing a study with a client earlier today, and we were tracking how people were adding products to cart and why are they not checking out. We are literally watching them do this for 35 minutes, and we're looking at them tracking one from UK, one from Sweden, one from here, one from Lagos. I'm like, man, everybody's doing things on Chrome and we're watching. It's like I think about it like CCTV or putting cameras on your website where you can actually see what's going on because you're tracking activity. That's how deep we go into heat mapping. So I was looking at the website today because we have a meeting. I was like, this is why they're not checking out. The reason why is because delivery charges were high. And if somebody sees a delivery charge, they see sales tax, they see the subtotal, They're like, man, I can't buy this yet. There's a whole 25% coupon that you can use, but you can't see it. Why can't you see it? Because it's not in your eye view. So when you're looking at marketing psychology, what are people looking at when they land on your page? Is there a pop-up? Is there exit intent? So these are things that we're optimizing for CRO, which is conversion rate optimization. So it's not just, oh, the website looks pretty. It's how do you build it? So yes, be on Clubhouse, have a pro account, do all the good stuff. But if you're not optimizing your website, right now, as I'm speaking to you, before this day is over, we're closing this room in 12 minutes because I have a last call today. And I have an article about Clubhouse Pro. And that's what people are going to use to understand the app, because all these new features today, it's not even 24 hours yet old. It's not 24 hours old. And this announcement just came. So people are going to be, it's Tuesday. By Friday, this is still going to be new information to people. So when you know how they say the early bird catches a worm, that's literally this. That's why I wake up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. I'm up knocking things out. Like it's crazy. And you see who's actually online. You send an email, you're like, you guys are up. That's how I got to even know what my community likes. What's the favorite part of your day? Do you like breakfast? Do you like lunch? Do you like dinner? Do you like brunch? And I got to know exactly what they like. So I'm talking to them and podcast. It's like we have a huge relationship because it's like, wow, okay, 10,000 people. All right, we can connect. Now there's more. I even got to connect with somebody today where you can actually get leads. You don't have to pay thousands of dollars anymore to get leads, and you get them legitimately because you're working within a system that is GDPR compliant. Like it's today has been a blessed day, and then Clubhouse doing all these things is kind of like a ribbon or like an icing on the cake today. So that's why I'm really excited. And I was like, you know what? Let me come and talk to you all about this and tell you what's going on with Clubhouse so that you know exactly what's going on with the new features. So you can upload multiple photos. Like right now, I don't know if you guys can see my new profile photo. I have a photo there I added too. So you can see that's the one I use on LinkedIn. So you can check that out as well. So you can do up to, yeah, okay, you can see it. Yeah, so that's the one I use on LinkedIn. So I can have multiple photos now. I just put two for now. My LinkedIn is also on my profile. So if you click on my profile, you can change it. So what I'm going to do too, and something I'm just noticing, because I'm a tester, I'm an alpha tester or beta tester. I just like to do things early, break things up and see how they go. What I've realized is because profile links has changed on Clubhouse, from since I was young, I used to just do that, break things, fix them. I'm like, yeah, that's why it's broken and that's why it's fixed. So it's just the thing about me. I'm an innovator. I like to disrupt things. So what I'm looking at right now, I'm noticing there are 4 links on my profile. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove, I'm actually actively going to do this. I'm going to remove, are you sure you want to remove your link? Yes, I'm sure. Boom. So I'm going to remove one link. I'm going to remove my Instagram and my X. Boom. All right. So what I've just done now is because before I'm giving you this so that you can actually try it out yourself because I'm giving you practical steps. So don't just read or listen, just act on it through if you're also here. When you look at your profile, when you click on your profile, right, you'll see, and it's like Instagram. It reminds me of Instagram when you have multiple links on your profile. So when you click that, it will say, and one more or three more. By default, if you had your Instagram and X, it would be there. But now if you take it off, you can reorder the links because, like on LinkedIn, you can reorder your steps or your links or how you move things. But here it's manual. So you have to manually delete the link so that whatever you want as a primary link should now be at the top. And then for me now it's website and then LinkedIn. So I'm going to now add my Instagram and X next. So that's how you're going to do it on your end. So I'm just giving you practical ways to do it. Yeah, exactly. I removed my X link too. And I mean, I'll put it back, but I want something that people can connect with faster. So I'll probably have my podcast or my booking link so that people can just get to access and connect with me, get on a call if you want to have virtual coffee. Like, let's just make it happen. So it's definitely a great time to be here on Clubhouse. So multiple links is one. Multiple profile photos is two, right? So if you're thinking about this as a business, how you're going to use them, you have to really think about the long-term effect of how that's going to work for you. So you can definitely do that. And then also you can enter rooms anonymously as well. That's a really cool part. You can enter rooms anonymously. So you just have to toggle it on when you come on Clubhouse, you'll see at the top right, you put it on, and then it's like you can walk into any room. And I tried it myself. And it was a room I knew people. And I was like, these guys don't even know I'm here. So it's anonymous, right? And I was like, this is people are gonna abuse this thing. I don't know, but it's up to you. Whatever you want to do on this app, do it. It's at your discretion. But it's really cool that you can actually get in here anonymously, listen in, and get into rooms and just quietly listen. If sometimes you may not even want to be disturbed. You may want to listen in and not be, talked to. So some people just want to listen in silence. Some people want to listen in anonymous. So by all means, please feel free to try it out and do it, because that's how we're going to grow and use this app to really get those things going. So definitely think about that. And then the fourth one is you can see somebody's views, how people view your profile. So right now, before this room started, I think I had about 40 something people viewing my profile. Now I have 65. So between 40 something and 65, I'm looking at data because I geek out on data. So I'm like, okay, from 48 to 65, I've been in this room for almost an hour. There are more people who have now viewed the profile. I can go back and connect back with them and send them a message and say, hey, thank you for subscribing or listening today. What did you learn the most? Or how can I help you? Or what even brought you into the room? Because that helps. So when people don't answer those questions, it's crazy how are you gonna guess when someone doesn't tell you? I don't read minds. We don't read minds. You're not telepathic. Like you have to ask those questions. So that's how you're able to get those responses, and you're able to really do them in a way. And I always say this for any company, any business, any profile, anything, wherever you are, feedback is the best currency for your business. Feedback, whether it's a review, a video, a testimonial, a referral, a tip, whatever, a gratuity, whatever it is that will go above and beyond what is the norm. That is when you start to realize, okay, there's really more here. So when you do that, you're able to really build it up and connect with people. So be intentional, because when you reach out to them, you never know why they reached out or why they even connected to you. Some people would say, hey, Favor, thank you so much for connecting, because they wouldn't have connected. You don't know if they're an introvert or an extrovert. You don't know these things. So don't assume, never assume, always ask. Always ask. If you don't ask, you won't know. So closed mouths are closed destinies. So if you really know what you want to do on this app, I advise you. This is me. I've been on this app for almost 5 years now. I've seen everything. I feel like I've been here for a long time, and I'm still gonna be here till the clubhouse wheels fall off. I'm gonna be here because the people I've met in this on this app. If it wasn't for this app, there are a lot of things I wouldn't have done. And also, if I didn't start a podcast, I wouldn't be on Clubhouse, because I started my podcast in 2019, August 13th. So it's gonna be 6 years now, and it's a lot happening. And as a business, I've now started out up training. So for you, if you're here and you're listening and you want to use Clubhouse like a pro, I'm not just talking about using the app feature. I mean, using like a pro, this is the time to really use it, especially if you have a podcast or if you want to start a podcast, because anything you do on Clubhouse, if you turn it into an article, if you turn it into a podcast episode, people will listen, people will connect with you. Tell them, hey, email me here. And you'll see people email you there. Don't be surprised when you get an email, because you asked for it. When you ask God for something and He gives it to you, don't be surprised. You asked for it. So when you ask for the right things and you have a good heart and you have a good motive and you have a good incentive for the people, then people will come. You don't force people to do what they don't want to do. That's how they unsubscribe and leave. So that's how I've been doing it. And I've been doing it for a long time. So, 2 decades in music, 12 years in business, 6 years podcasting, 5 years on Clubhouse. We have a long way to go. So I'm really excited about this. We have 3 minutes to go. Juliana, would like to add anything, say anything before we go,
And
and then we go
you
to.
look like you're 10 years old in person. You are 20 years flat 12 and you look so young in person. It was really fun enjoying a time with you and your mom. So take care. I'm out of here.
Thank you, Juliana. You're, it's so crazy when people look at my photos. They're like, You look so short in your photos. I'm like, wait. I had to write on Instagram, I'm 6'3", because I was like, nah, I don't know what's going on, if it's the camera lens or if it's the photo or it's a filter. I don't know what's going on, but I said, you know what? Let's make this thing clear once and for all. So when we meet, you know?
Seriously, he looks like a giant. I'm 5'7", and I was like, I'm standing beneath a giant. He's really, really tall. Just so you all know.
Thank you, Juliana. It was so good meeting you again. We met twice on this app, and we've known each other for 5 years. So, yeah, I'm excited. And one of the things I'm planning to do on Clubhouse now that this whole thing is happening on Clubhouse, please mark this because I'm planning to do this. And what things that I want to do, I plan to do them, and it will happen by the grace of God. I'm planning to start doing like workshops, live workshops, so that you can actually fly to a state and do workshops and really start. So you can click the link above, and it's called Podcast Seriously, and you can save 6 years guessing. Literally, because podcasting right now is one of the best places you can invest in your brand. Because if you use audio, video, text, Clubhouse, LinkedIn, podcasts, just fill in the blank, YouTube, Google, TikTok, whatever you want to use with whatever your marketing stack is, you can really use that and really boost up your business online. And then use that to really boost more traffic as well. Podcast app is good. Hail, you can use, I use Anchor. That's Spotify for podcasters. You can use that for free as well. That's what I've been using when I started my podcast. I remember Gary V. I was like, what does he use for his podcast? And I was like, he's on Anchor. So I was like, I'm gonna use that too. So every app is different, but I've been using it for the longest time. And it's not about the tool or the platform you use, it's how you use it. So I go deep into how to distribute your podcast because Anchor is not going to do it for you. They're going to give you the platform, but they're not going to give you the strategy. And I've built a strategy around podcasting that has given me organic reach to 145 countries. You can't pay ads to 145 countries. How do you do that? It's organic, it's SEO, it's podcast, it's talking, it's relationships, it's emails, it's everything. And you want to build a legacy, not just a show. So I'm excited that we're able to do this today, and I'm definitely super excited for all that we got to talk about today. So I appreciate you. Yeah, you get two profile images now, Yolanda and Clubhouse Pro. I talked about it. There's so many things, and the replay is here. Please make sure you listen in, and so much. And I'm gonna be writing an article. I'm probably gonna do a room like this again. If you want me to do a room like this again, put a one in the chat. Let's just do a quick before we go. Put a one in the chat if you want me to do a room like this on how you can use Clubhouse Pro better. Put a one in the chat, and I'll do this tomorrow. I promise you I will do this tomorrow. In fact, what time is it? 6 p.m. Yeah, I promise I'll be here again 24 hours from now because that's when I have my last call tomorrow. So I'll be here. So let's see. I'm back on the app. Oh, wow. Peace, Tamisha, Nabil, Coach, Joanne, Yolanda, but I need you to text me. I'll text you. I got you, Yolanda. It's been a while. We got to catch up. Hope. All right, bet. So I'm coming back here tomorrow, same time, and I'm going to schedule this in the marketing club at the very top. So click the link. If you want to now get emails, I'm going to be doing a podcast case study on how I tracked a keyword. And you can click the link above, and that will now take you to the wait list. And then you can now get redirected to get on my schedule. Connect with me. Let's get on a call. Let's talk. Let's get serious because I want you to take it seriously like I have. And if you don't want to waste time in 2025, 2026, now is the time. We're almost getting to half of the year, so I don't think there's anybody that has an excuse. If you haven't done anything new for the first time, now is the time to do it, especially with what Clubhouse is doing. So I hope you guys are here tomorrow, and I can't wait to connect with each and every one of you. God bless you. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow in the streets on Clubhouse. See you guys, and happy Taco Tuesday for those who love tacos.